Okay, weekly meeting is in progress. Roll call and approval of proxies.
Alrape.
Present.
Archer.
Here.
Not here.
Here.
Here. Chance.
Here.
Dumont.
Here.
Hernandez.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Yerke.
Here.
Keel.
Here.
Leonard.
Here.
Lockwood.
Here.
Callum.
Here.
Nank.
Here.
Nedved.
Here.
Filling.
Here.
Seekman.
Here.
Tome.
Here.
Twing.
Here.
Wee.
Here.
Winter.
Here.
We have quorum.
Great. Does everybody see the agenda? Or can everybody now see the agenda that's up there? Yeah. All in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, great. Agenda approved. Minutes, they were attached to the email. Did anybody review them? Does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns?
I got some updates from Senator Weed. I had some acronyms wrong. Apologies for that. Thank you, Senator Weed, for fixing that.
What acronyms were wrong?
The acronyms used for the club names.
Oh,
The
okay.
next report.
Okay. With those changes, all in approval of said minutes say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes approved. We don't have any open floor guests. We do, however, have old business. Resolution 23F004 Environmental Club.
What do you want?
That's fine.
Okay. I read this last week. Any questions?
Any questions for we?
Oh, friendly amend that cheese double for committee.
Oh,
Motion to vote.
second, Mr. Powell. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, great.
All good, Andrew?
Yep.
Alright, Alrape.
Aye.
Archer.
Aye.
Chance.
Aye.
Dumont.
Aye.
Hernandez.
Aye.
Carter.
Aye.
Yerke.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Leonard.
Aye.
Lockwood.
Aye.
Callum.
Aye.
Knight.
Aye.
Nedved.
Aye.
Filling.
Aye.
Seekman.
Aye.
Tome.
Aye.
Twing.
Aye.
Wee.
Aye.
Winter.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Yay. Okay, really not much has happened this week on our end that we won't touch in the later reports, but is there anything on campus that you want to discuss? We're coming up on Board of Regents coming next week, so if you guys have any ideas or things that you think are really important, please share them with us before they come on the 4th, right then?
Correct, the 4th and the 5th.
Fourth,
Wednesday
Wednesday.
and Thursday next week.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay. Really? Nothing at all?
I've had some students come and ask me about the security cameras and where they are.
Okay. That's good. Cody said he wanted to follow up on that and had a non-senator-led committee because he knows the most about that. So is anybody interested in having a hand at cameras this year? Kelly? Great. Okay, yeah, so I will add you guys to an email with Cody to set up time because he's the wealth of knowledge on that. I believe they're installed, almost all of them, from that first round we did. Yeah. Good topic. Thank you.
President Messenger. I just wanted to confirm everybody got my email from last week following up about the testing center. Spoke to the staff member up there, and she said the only time that ever we would have to charge for rescheduling is when it's not our test. So if you're taking like the fundamentals of engineering exam, the FE, something like that, those companies may charge you. If we're proctoring on our campus, we can't control that. So if you get sick, you need to push it out, there may be a rescheduling fee. Otherwise, I think there was just a rumor or a
Okay.
miscommunication
Yeah,
from that faculty member.
That's what I was assuming, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you for bringing it up because I certainly didn't want a lot of students thinking that might be the case.
Okay, I guess we'll move on to the CFO report.
Thank you for everyone that filled out GAP Act. I think we should see a committee put together in a resolution in the upcoming weeks. I met with a few clubs this week, which was really exciting, and they were all talking about soap workshops, so we'll get that set up for the second week of October. And that is all, end of report.
Any questions for CFO? Okay, great. VP report?
Happy 1/3 of the way through the semester officially, everybody, from the corner of the room. So hopefully we don't have to be in here again, and if we are, we'll make sure that this is a better setup. So thank you for making your way over here and learning a new building on campus probably. Positives I have from the week, thank you all that went to the meet and greet for employers on Monday night and to the dinner after that. It was very successful. There were many, many people in attendance. So if you went, thanks for going to that. It sounded like the employers really enjoyed that, and it's something that we're going to, campus will more than likely continue into coming years because it's so successful. The major thing of business I have to discuss this week outside of the VR coming to campus next week is that Sam and I had a meeting with Student Federation, the executive board of Student Federation yesterday, which includes the executive director, the president, and the secretary of Student Federation, where we explained our standing with our GAP situation on this campus to help try and get some context to why we voted down their tuition freeze resolution that they brought to us a week ago. Thankfully, we were able to actually explain our situation, and we found out that our GAP fees on this campus are actually not significantly, but multiple dollars less than other campuses in the state. So we were actually able to explain our stance and get Student Federation Executive Board on board with us in understanding why we want a $1.20 raise on our GAP fees, which would still bring us to less than USD is paying for their GAP fees, just to try and break even on our SOAP money. So to just add $35 to every student's account every year. So we'll be rewriting that resolution for a tuition freeze, noting a fee freeze would not be in place at the next Student Federation meeting for us in a week and a half. And then in addition to that, since we know that the Board of Regents will more than likely deny us because they've made it very, very clear that they don't like the idea of raising fees, we're going to work on campus outreach for it and hopefully hold some open forums on campus to discuss why we need a GAP increase for SOAP purposes, and see if we can't get a campus vote coming together to prove to the Board of Regents that a majority of campus is in favor of raising this, because I would say a very decent chunk of our campus is involved in activities in one way or another that benefit from SOAP, whether it be athletics or a student club on campus or something else. So that's something big that we're going to be working on, that we ran on for this year, that we're going to keep working on behind the scenes. And this was a really big step in the right direction, was talking to the exec board and getting them on the same page, just because they were completely in the dark, it seemed, when we talked to them. They really did not know all that much about our situation, so I'm glad that they understand now. So other than that, if no one has any questions, that'll be the end of my report. Yeah.
Just repeat the gap.
Yeah, so we don't.
$1.19 exactly.
Yeah, $1.19 raise is what we are searching for. We're currently at $49 and change per credit hour for a general activity fee on this campus, and USD we learned was mid-50s.
Yeah, I think so.
So even that would put us at not close to them. So yes.
Do you know what the other core schools are at?
No, we don't.
I believe we are the lowest in the,
I think besides Black Hills.
If you go to the Board of Regents website,
It's
you
on
can
there.
open the fact book. I can't remember what page, I had to look it up the other day for something. They're all listed where they're currently.
yeah. Any questions for Ben on that? Okay, my report. I'll start. We met with Rankin, I'll talk about that in a minute, but just to piggyback off the GAP stuff. GAP in South Dakota is kind of a mystery box to most students. It's just a fee we pay. And at many other schools, it might be a fee you pay and you usually don't touch, you don't touch the benefits from it. But I think that students here at Vines specifically really individually get to recoup a lot of that money via clubs, via other things on campus. So unfortunately for students at Vines, we don't have, fantastic campus, social scene. We don't have great football, we don't have a, USD-sized football thing going on. We don't have sports like that bring us all together. So brings us together. So one of the big things this year is trying to educate campus and make sure students on campus understand the benefit to them. Because in order for the Board of Regents to increase our GAF, we have to do things first. Some of those are having at least 2 info sessions in order to petition. So we have to have at least 2 open info sessions with students, Q&A, really public settings, and we want to document that as good as possible, because when we have a student vote, I think it's a simple majority of students who vote, so at least we probably would be able to get that. All that's required to even petition for an increase. I'll be honest, I don't expect an increase this year, regardless of what we do. A lot of this is political. But if we do all the homework, then next year they can argue for it better. And it'll be able to each year we work on this. We did some work last year. This year we'll try to get all this petition stuff out of the way so that next year we can have a better argument when we go to the Board of Regents and to talk about it. So that's that on GAF. Any other questions on GAF? Yes?
Just a comment, I found the thing where it lists all the VHs at $38, DSC's at 40, NSC's at 40, Rec 49, SDC's at 50, and USD's at 55. So we're still already
middle
in that middle pack.
Ugh.
So it doesn't help the report as much as we'd like. Sadly.
Yeah. In addition to that, actually, I'll piggyback off that. If we had tracked our GAF and we'd gotten increases each time we could have, like other schools have, specifically those 2 schools with higher GAFs, we would have a gap with theirs as well. There was a point in time where we stopped requesting and stressing the inflation adjustments. And that would have been fine if COVID hadn't happened. But yeah, there'll be more info on this. You guys will get bored of it. But if anybody talks to you about money, try to explain to them that GAF is where their money comes from. So if they want more money, GAF will have to increase a little teeny tiny bit. Okay, moving on to the meeting with Rankin. It was pretty focused on GAF. He has a different perspective than us because he's on the administration side and more of the political side, political jockeying. The current Board of Regents is not the same one we've seen in the past. That doesn't mean they'd be more receptive, but it does mean that there are people on there who at least are coming to this with a new outlook and a new point of view. So I think that we'll have good conversations if we do get those conversations going forward on that. In addition to that, does anybody here know what the Rapid City Foreman Press Club is? Is anybody here from Rapid City? Does anybody here like the idea of watching old people argue about town events? You can raise your hand if you want to. Okay, so the Foreman Press Club is a 4 times yearly event for Rapid City, for the Rapid City community. And essentially they have a panel on to debate. Well, the panel will give a talk on a certain subject, and then it's a Q&A. There are rules about politeness. It really stresses the civil interaction in a civil manner. And the one last week, I went to on accident. I got free lunch out of it, I guess. It was a lot, though, if I'm being honest, for free lunch. But it was focused on mining the Black Hills. And it was a forum where we had a School of Mines professor, and then we had an alum, and then in addition to that, the CFO of Dakota Gold. Dakota Gold is a pretty big deal right now as far as the public face of mining the Black Hills. And Dr. Rankin thought it would be a good idea to attempt to set up a Forum and Press Club event style thing on campus. So that's something we're going to look at doing in the future. There are no set dates or anything on it, but I'm sure that Dakota Gold would be interested in doing that. It would help them just get their name out there. And it would help us because we get to hear something from somebody about something. That's all I had. It was a lot, but that's all I had.
Is that specific to mining in the Black Hills, like that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
specific to mining the Black Hills, probably because we can probably get somebody really high up at Dakota Gold to come and talk. Somebody relatively responsible, I guess. Any other questions?
So just to clarify, so I understand, you want to host like informational Q&A sessions about various applicable topics.
Exactly.
Mining being an example. Okay.
It could, yeah. Exactly. I think that there are some that really jump out as important on campus that we already know about, but also mining is one off campus that I think could be fun.
Yeah. For sure.
Barring any further questions, we'll move on to international report. The veteran report.
I have something. Is it possible for us to waive the application fee for veterans at all?
I don't know.
No, it's free right now.
Yeah.
For
So is there-
everybody. It's free application week period.
Yeah, and Derek Sloan asked me to check in to see if the application fee is waived for veterans, but it already is.
Well, so we have, as far as I understand, there's a section of time where it's free, but if you apply prior to that, it's not free.
$30 or whatever.
Yeah, which is kind of flipped for what you would think it would be. But like if you applied months ago, it might not have been free. But I think if you apply now,
So
it's
it's free October 1st through November 30th.
yeah.
So yeah, any first time transfer or readmit student from South Dakota Advantage States and Minnesota can apply for free.
And that was October 1st through November
30th.
30th?
Yep.
Okay. That's all I had.
So people not from the area surrounding South Dakota or South Dakota don't get a free application. So therefore,
How that reads here, because this was the admissions report. Yeah, October 1st through November 30th is the free college application period. Any first-time transfer or readmitted student from South Dakota, the South Dakota Advantage States, and Minnesota can apply to South Dakota Mines free of charge.
so maybe adding something for veterans to that.
Yeah, maybe. I know Molly is out recruiting until Tuesday, so I will confirm with her, and then maybe next Wednesday we can get a clearer picture of who's.
I think that the school prides itself on being like really great for veterans and military personnel. So I think it's a good thing to bring out to maybe in the future have it waived for any like certified veteran or
It could only increase our military friendly rating.
Yeah, if it's an arbitrary choice by us, I agree with you guys.
And Derek Sloan also said we only get maybe 16 veteran applicants
Yeah.
a year.
Senator Twig, you just reminded me of something. So often you might see we get the emails like, hey, we were ranked second military-friendly college in the upper Midwest or whatever. We have to submit surveys for that, or answers to surveys, and then they tally up our answer. We actually lose a couple points because we don't have free application. Not to say that would bump us up to first, but every point counts. We lose points too because we have, like, then the veterans' financial benefits for the registrar, but then the BRC is in Cervex. We lose points for that too. It's not all in one building. So these are important things to think about.
I see like a lot of posts about that. Like my parents are retired Air Force, and so they really liked that I was going there because they saw that like military forward stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like that would only boost us.
Great point. Thank you. Yeah. Any questions for a veteran? Okay, graduate report.
Nothing.
Great. Actually, no, I will add something to that. I think that we do have a graduate writing center in theory coming along. If you know a graduate student can't write, there may be help for them. There will be help for them. Okay, non-trail report.
No report.
Committee report starting with Constitution.
This past week we did a little bit of work on that air file system, pretty messy. So now we should have an updated list of organizations. We have 5 clubs that we're waiting on to finalize their constitution and schedule time to meet with us. And then we have 1 organization scheduled for this coming week.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll kind of those.
Just a quick add to your report, renewal is due October 1st. So I've reached out to a few. Right now we're at about 30 organizations that haven't done, obviously we have till the 1st. So I'll reach out to those after the 1st to try, and then I will get that list to you to move forward with the application if you so choose.
When does that officially close where we're saying?
I think I left it open until 5 or 6. I'll check the time, but I think it was early evening on the 2nd.
Okay, so once we're done with the 2nd, you're
Yep.
Okay.
And then I'll get, usually historically we've given them a few weeks after that, okay, here's your last chance. And then that's when we'll pick the resolution for. One of them I've already heard is no longer active, so I've already marked that one down. But then I'll bring that list to you all.
Any questions? Concerns? Okay, great. Moving on to PR.
We are gonna do another pigskin project at the home game on Saturday the 7th. So next week we will probably have a sign up going around for some help with that. It'll be pretty chill, so please sign up when that comes around. And I have the dates for our Senate meetings that we will be hosting in the ballroom as a way to increase some visibility and hopefully get some spectators. November 1st, November 15th, December 6th, January 17th, March 6th, and February 28th. I will make sure you know well in advance, and we will advertise well in advance, but those will be the dates.
Repeat those real quick.
Yes, November 1st and 15th, December 6th, January 17th, February 28th, and March 6th.
I forgot, sorry.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go on to GR.
So
If you want to give an update on the whatchamacallit issue, you can also. The juror thing.
the jury duty,
Yeah.
I was trying to find the email. I can't find it right now. Basically, so we emailed back and forth with the county court basically, and they gave us information of basically it's up to sort of the judges. It's the judge's discretion whether or not to excuse the student for jury duty, and they can write an appeal basically to do that. However,
Do you want that email?
oh, you have it?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. So it's just, basically like what the email says is, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, it's a whole paragraph, but, it's up to the judge whether or not to, admit a exemption, and it's up to their discretion. I understand the time it happens due to hardship. However, right now, we're not doing it because since COVID, they've had issues getting people into juries. However, in the past, I know that he knows, Dean Joe has told me that, he's been able to call and get the student excused, no problem. But in this particular situation, the student had to basically go in on certain days of the week they didn't have class. And I was going to try to talk to that student tomorrow. However, they got called into last minute. You know, there's almost and they got called in tomorrow. So I mean, it's probably not going to happen given circumstances. But so basically now our next steps are to talk to that student and talk to a couple of other students and try to get an argument made to like say, hey, we're engineering students. We have a hardened schedule as it is. We don't need a month of jury duty added onto it, a potential month of jury duty, or to add on to that. Like, so that's kind of the approach right now.
Can I add? Also, there are special types of jurors, or for special cases, that sometimes you just can't get out of, or it's much harder to get out of. So that also can factor in, in addition to every single thing he said. Okay, you can go on then.
Yes.
Oh, unless we have a question.
I remembered my question.
Is it relatively? Can we?
Go ahead.
We'll have a twin report.
Yes, that's the main thing I'm here to today's elections. So I don't know. We had a little bit of an issue today. The link wasn't working for a second, but it got back working. So we're chilling. And so yeah, we'll probably looking into appointing senators, new freshman senators by next week, right?
Yep.
Yep. So, yep. And I think that's everything I have.
Do we have a question at the end? Yes.
When does election?
9 o'clock.
Yes, Ben.
To add on something else to the jury duty situation, in our meeting with Rankin yesterday, we brought this issue as well. And Rankin did also tell us that he is on a first-name personal basis with multiple of the county commissioners. So if this issue were to come forth as well at a certain point, like you said, reach out to him himself, and that he may be able to use some leverage in a situation like that because he was in the same viewpoint as us.
Yeah. Okay, if nothing else, essay. Oh, no, twin report.
Stephen, you said all those dates for the ballroom are reserved. Is your committee going to like set up the tables and the chairs, or do you need other senators to come in and set up them?
Not sure at the moment. Stephanie Lindsley is the one I was talking to about that, and she said that she will check in as it gets closer from what we want for setup. So
I just asked because last semester in the essay committee, when we set up for the end of semester one, it took a while to set all those tables up.
I will let you guys know, because especially I know they have those new rules about charging for setup. If that's going to be something, I frankly don't want to pay that if we can do it. So I'll let you know. Good thought. I didn't even think about that.
Any questions, concerns for the twin report? Okay, essay.
Spirit Friday went pretty well last week. I think next time I'll try to do more little things and just strengths because we ran out pretty quickly. And probably try to be in the library too. Gilbert should be outside with the weather all that messed up. Next week I'm gonna send an email all of our meeting minutes and everything we've had for the last since the beginning of school. I just haven't been able to get them early within the week to send them out. And then either tomorrow or Friday I'm gonna send out a whole school, and it's just about whether people are happy with certain things going on campus. Just like food, all that stuff. And then based on the results of that, I think we might should do an open forum based on those results. And then also apparently we'll be doing an open forum to see what you guys say. What were we talking about?
I think it's mining.
No, there's another thing.
Oh, GAF? Is it GAF?
Yeah.
GAF and mining? They go together so well.
That's all I got. survey of that next week.
Any other questions? Okay, ad hoc committees. Has everybody, if you have an advisor on your ad hoc committee, have you sent an email to them saying hi? Yes.
Where do we actually get, like, I was looking in the Teams for that, I did not know where to find that.
Go to current meetings and.
Yeah. It should still be there.
Did you also fix
I didn't
the,
even have to do that, okay.
No, I'm just in
Unless you're
the
a survey committee.
Because everybody else has so many.
You were the ones who contact, okay.
If you're on the food service one, I will reach out next week, and we'll coordinate.
Is the advisor for that alcohol on there as well?
There's a contact. Yep. Yes. Just send an email saying hi. It's me.
That's it.
They would probably guess who it is.
Is there any update from the parking appeals committee, just out of curiosity, because Kathy was pretty active in getting out to that right away.
I think they have a meeting in October, is what I heard.
Yeah, at the beginning of October.
Okay.
Who's on that? Would you guys be sympathetic to somebody who just didn't get a parking pass and got a $25 ticket and then still hasn't paid it? Okay, I was just checking.
No presidential privilege.
I didn't try to ask it. Yes. You have a ticket also?
I have two.
So I will say I have one ticket, but they double charged me for it. But also I probably deserve 2 tickets, so I'm gonna pay it. Yeah, I know.
So we have a student emergency fund.
Okay.
Don't get your car booted.
They-
4 tickets, you get a
they boot
boot.
at 4, yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
4 unpaid. If you
Four
pay
unpaid.
them, that's what
Yeah,
the
it
ticket
moves
says
it.
at
It
least.
moves it forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Upcoming Senate business. We have Board of Regents here next week, and then we're going to be adding people next week. Announcements? Was you raising your hand for announcements?
no, quick question.
Okay.
What time is that, Board of Regents?
I believe all day, almost. Correct.
Specify what is required of us next week when the Board of Regents come.
Nothing other than be aware the Board of Regents is here. Nothing explicitly from us.
Meetings don't change, you don't have to do anything.
We will let you know if the meeting time changes, because right now we have exec stuff they reserved a room from 1 to 6.
But there's
I
no
doubt
chance they're doing stuff that long. There's just no chance. There's no chance they're that productive. Yeah. But we will keep you guys updated with anything concrete on that. Okay, announcements. Yes?
Anticipation's killing me. It's been a long week. I'll count down the hours. Only 2,119 hours till Christmas.
Wow. Anything else other than that heartwarming message that really has me looking forward?
Motion to adjourn. I mean, yeah.
Second, Kelly? Okay, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say aye. Aye.